It's time to wrap up week one with Monday Night Football. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we are back to talk some more football. That's right. What a wild week one. And we're here to talk Monday Night Football as the first week wraps up. We went 8-5 overall. You know, that's great. Unfortunately, we lost two of the one-unit plays, but still profitable, just barely as of right now, at least. So 8-5. We're going to recap all those bets in just a little bit, like we do. Just want to say thank you to everyone who went over to the Kyle Kerms channel and supported us. That was awesome to see you guys in the comments and all that in the live chat. That was a lot of fun breaking down all the games for about an hour and a half before kickoff. So, anyways, thanks for the support. But wild week one indeed. We had some mixed results from rookie quarterbacks. Caleb Williams, for you Bears fans, it was not good. I am very angry at that bet losing because it had absolutely no reason to lose. Caleb Williams, 14 for 29, 93 yards, did practically nothing. And I mean nothing. Jaden Daniels used his athleticism. He ran for a ton of yards. He was okay passing the ball, but he did have a better debut. And then Bo Nix, he threw for like 138 yards on over 40 pass attempts. He struggled as well. So rookie quarterbacks struggled. One of them got a win because they got extremely lucky. But speaking of that, the Titans were, I'm not even going to talk about it. They were up 17-0. We'll talk about that in a second. But Deshaun Watson is officially not a good quarterback in the NFL. That's just what it is. He's not good. He completely ruined his career. Maybe he's got injuries. Maybe he needs another massage. I don't know what it is, but he has absolutely struggled the last however many games he's played, whether it's injuries or just on the field, he's struggled. So Bengals lose at home to the Patriots. Don't have their wide receivers, and that's what happens, and Burrow likes to get off to slow starts. Saints scored 47. Panthers and Giants, maybe worse than we all thought they even were. So it was just crazy. Lots of overreactions you can make, obviously. It's week one. But we're going to finish that up with the Monday Night Football, another great primetime game between the Jets and the 49ers. But before we get into all that, it's time for the NFL Fun Fact. So here we go. In honor of the Jets playing tonight, there are 4 teams in the AFC East. Duh, right? But the Jets are 5th in the most AFC East division titles. And that's ever. Why is that? Well, the Colts used to be in this division, and they have more titles than the Jets. Jets have 2 since 1970. The Colts have 6. That's brutal when you're 5th out of 4. Anyways, in this video, we're going to recap week one like we talked about, and then we're going to preview and give our best bets for the Jets at 49ers Monday Night Football, and we'll wrap it up with the week recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below like you guys do every single day. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you watching our videos. And we're on our way to 28,000 subscribers. A lot of support the first week of NFL football, and we really appreciate it. So let's get into it. And that means it's recap time. All right, here is the full week one recap. I'll try to be quick with this. On the next page, we'll show you the overall record so far. But Chiefs minus 2.5, already went over that, don't need to. Colts plus 3, Anthony Richardson, the Colts came through. What really surprised me about that game is how much the Texans dominated on the ground on offense and how much the Colts did not dominate on the ground on offense. And yet they still just lost 29-27. Anthony Richardson missed a touchdown early, and then a few plays later threw a pick in the red zone, which absolutely killed them, and they were fighting back. But still, they lost by 2, and they covered. That's all that matters. Titans plus 3.5. I could lose my mind talking about this game. Caleb Williams, like I said, the Bears' offense was horrendous. Under 150 total yards. They were so terrible. But you know who was worse? Will freaking Levis. All you have to do when you have a defense playing like that is take care of the ball. He had 3 turnovers, and if you didn't see it, he was falling down on one. Instead of taking the sack, he decides to do a backhand flip to a Bear for a pick 6. I don't even know what to say. Like, he needs to be cut immediately. It was the most absolute garbage decisions I've ever seen. I'm just angry right now, which, you know what, I love the overreactions on week one, but still, that was brutal. And then this one. Somehow was a 20-17 game, but the team that didn't get to 20 was the Jaguars. Guess how many they had at halftime? 17. Guess how many they had at the full game? 17. I have no idea how. The Dolphins struggled, got to 20 right at the end. I was hoping for overtime, maybe have a chance, but either way, that's a half unit loss. I'm glad I did a lot of half units this week. just to kind of get a feel for everything. But Cardinals team total over, if you got that added play that we did a few days ago, that was an easy cash. They got, I don't even remember now, 30 something, or somewhere around 30, I think 28 maybe. But that was a nice winner to go 3-2 overall in the game bets. Player props, Saquon, we already went over earlier on Friday Night Football. Lad McConkey, what a legendary cash for the rookie. This is one of those where I actually caught a break because kind of caught a break. He caught a 10-yard touchdown pass to just go over this by a yard or two in the fourth quarter. Absolutely huge. Tony Pollard got 12 receiving yards. Another close one. I thought he'd be more involved even, but he wasn't. And then this is why we're not up a couple units, because the only two player props and plays that I made 1 unit are the losers. Unfortunately, 8-5 overall, but this killed it. Javonte Williams, and this is week 1. This is why you try to get a feel. What I realize is not only does the Denver Broncos offense just absolutely suck, Bo Nix is not dumping it down a lot. And when he did, it was Jaleel McLaughlin. And I knew he'd be a part of the game plan. I just had no idea he would be that big of a part of the game plan. He caught like 5 balls for negative yards, though. He did absolutely nothing with it. I thought they'd give the ball to Javonte. He didn't touch the ball enough. That's just my opinion, but it is what it is. He got 1 catch. And then Brian Robinson over 42.5. This one, I'll take the read every time, guys. He had 40 yards going to the fourth quarter. All you need is 3 in an entire quarter. You'll take that, except for the fact that the Commanders were getting routed, and so they decided to not run the ball with him much, and he ended with 40 yards. That's just is what it is. So sometimes on these player props, which I may not have mentioned before, if you're new to the player props in the NFL, you got to kind of look at the game script a little bit too. I thought the Commanders would keep it somewhat close. They absolutely did not. Tampa Bay and Baker Mayfield went all over them, which means they changed to the pass and all that. But anyways, anytime touchdown bets, Jaden Daniels, my goodness. How about 2 of them? I believe he had plus 205 winner. Jonathan Taylor, a nice winner. Dalton Kincaid, he thought the game was tomorrow. He completely forgot, showed up late, had 1 catch. That was a joke. He was horrendous. I don't get it. I'm not sure. Sam Laporta touchdown. We are recording this during Sunday Night Football. I do know he already had 1 target in the end zone. He did not catch it, but that game's just still going on right now, so we do not know what's going on. So that's my full week 1 bets recap. Thanks for listening to me rant and talk about all of it. But overall, it's you take it. If you break about even, it is what it is. We're trying to learn all the teams and how everyone plays. So second page right here, overall record there. You're going to see the breakdown every single week. We're transparent on this channel. We want to show you everything that's going on, see what we're doing well at, what we're not. Game bets 3-2, player props 3-2, anytime touchdowns so far are 2-1. And then that trends parlay also did not hit. We had some unders that just did not work out, and the Browns were horrendous. I mean, they are so bad. They did not hit that. So, anyways, it was not official. Anyways, we don't make those official. It's just for record on the channel. So 8-5 plus 0.08 units. Can I call that profitable? I think we're going to go with that for now. So that's what we got for the season overall record, which is just week 1 so far. But now it is time to talk some Monday Night Football. All right, we head out to the Bay Area for the first Monday Night Football game of the season, where the Niners host the New York Jets. 49ers minus 3.5. Total in this game is 43.5. Aaron Rodgers is back for the New York Jets after lasting less than 2 minutes last year before getting hurt. 49ers are coming in off some, other than just losing the Super Bowl, they're coming in with some drama, that's for sure. The drama has actually died down, but they've been dealing with it for a while. Brandon Ayuk, that went crazy. That holdout finally ended, I think it was like last week or something. Trent Williams just ended like 4 or 5 days ago. Their stud tackle on the offensive line. And then they had a rookie. Someone tried to have attempted burglary of his house, and he ended up getting shot, which is just brutal. But they've just been dealing with a lot of stuff. Now, as we enter this game, it looks like it's all died down, but I still think it's going to have some effects on it. And, of course, that Super Bowl hangover. So a big trend for this game, I like to give out trends for every game. The Super Bowl losers, you guys already may know about it, 5-19 against the spread in week 1 the past 24 seasons. That is not good. That's just not one of those trends where it's like, oh, that's just luck or whatever. There is a reason for it. You're playing all the way into the beginning of February. You climb the top of the mountain, you try to win that game, and then you don't, and you're all the way back at the bottom. So it doesn't mean that that's the only reason, but it's just a part of the handicap. So I have 2 best bets in this game. They're going to be a half unit each. Let's talk about the first one. Brock Purdy under 31.5 pass attempts, minus 125 on DraftKings. You know what? This line should be lower, in my opinion. I actually think it was 32.5 earlier this weekend, but, we're not doing our videos till now, and I still love it at 31.5. No big deal there. I think one book just started moving to 30.5, but the game plan here when you play the Jets is never to throw the ball. Jets have the number one pass defense. I think they will have the number one pass defense in the NFL this season. We've talked about their corners, Sauce Gardner, those guys are going to be good. The Jets allowed the fourth fewest pass attempts per game last season. And opposing offenses were on the field quite a bit last year, if you don't know, because they had Zach Wilson and a bunch of scrubs at quarterback. The 49ers play slow. They were in the bottom 10 in plays ran last year. And then if we go over last season, only 3 quarterbacks all season long went over this line versus the Jets because they want to run the ball. Purdy went over this line himself in only 2 games last year. That is absolutely wild. So only 3 quarterbacks have gone over this against the Jets last year, and Purdy only went over this twice last year. So, Shanahan, like they love to run the ball, whether it's, reverses, McCaffrey, wherever it is. They're not a team that just likes to chuck it all over the field. And I fully expect the Jets offense to be on the field more this year because, well, they got a stud in Breece Hall, and now they got Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is a lead or anything like that anymore, but he will be much better. He'll put them in good situations, which means less chances, obviously, for Brock Purdy as well. Jets have a great pass rush as well. I really don't think Shanahan wants to sit Purdy back there in the first game of the season and put him in a bad spot against this amazing secondary. So this is pretty simple. I just think he's going to throw maybe mid to high 20 attempts. We'll see how the game script and all that goes. But I like Brock Purdy under 31.5 pass attempts as my first best bet. And then we move on to the second one. Here we go. Give me the Jets +4 at -110 on Bet365. I think it's -112 or so on DK, but half unit play here. I think 4 points is a lot of points for a team. Like I said, I think they are the number one. They're going to be the number one defense in the NFL this year. It is really hard to imagine with the 49ers coming into this game being in midseason form. First of all, Trent Williams, we talked about, he hasn't done anything. He just started this week. He is 36 years old. He's a big part of this offense. He's not going to come in probably and play every snap and dominate. That would be my guess. They don't want to just have him do that after he's been on the field for like 3 or 4 days now all offseason. Brandon Ayuk, in my opinion, he may not have as big of a problem. But again, he's only been on the field for like a week. It does take time to get into game shape and all that. I bet you he is just a little bit limited. McCaffrey dealing with a calf strain. Do they really want to give him 20, 25 touches in week 1 when it doesn't really matter that much? All these just little things that kind of add up as well. He had over 400 touches last year. And then the trend, obviously. Super Bowl hangover, it's a real thing. 5-19 against the spread. It is tough. And so the Jets now, their defense defense will get even better, obviously, with a better offense, like it does for everybody. But the big reason the Jets have improved, it's not just Aaron Rodgers. The O-line, if you heard me talk about it before, they have tremendously improved. They added Tyron Smith from the Dallas Cowboys. He can get hurt here and there, obviously, but he's healthy now, and that's all he can go off of. They added 2 stud linemen for the Ravens, which you've heard me talk about why I think the Ravens are stepping back a little bit. It's because they lost 2 huge studs on the offensive line, John Simpson, Morgan Moses. They are now on the New York Jets. Jets are a top 5, top 6 offensive line ranked team right now on PFF and other websites. They also drafted Fashanu in the first round. They have depth. They have some absolute good veteran talent on the offensive line. And then they got Breece Hall, who I think is one of the best running backs out there. What he did last year after a major surgery with terrible quarterback play, with an offensive line that struggled and was hurt, was just unbelievable. Like it's not talked about enough. It was absolutely incredible. He is one of the top running backs in this league. The only thing I don't love about their offense is the lack of depth at wide receiver. You got Garrett Wilson, but there's not a ton after that I love. But I just think it's going to be a grinder of a game. I think I think these teams are going to kind of play it closer to the chest, run the ball, play D, play field position, things like that. And in those kind of games, if I'm going to get 4 points, I will gladly take it. So give me the Jets +4 points as my second best bet. And let's go 2-0 on Monday Night Football to wrap up week 1. But before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. The first one, Brock Purdy under 31.5 pass attempts at -125. And then the Jets +4 also at a half unit, both half unit plays. And let's hopefully end this week on a good note and get that Will Levis bad thoughts out of my mind. That's for sure. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. We'll be back to talk Thursday Night Football and all that. But don't forget, we have an MLB video out as well for the Monday game. So go check that out when it comes out. So thanks for the support. Hope you had a great weekend and hope you have a great Monday. And we'll talk to you soon.